Welcome everybody back to the Equine Touch studio. And this evening we're joined by Anke Heley, who's our conference organizer. So Anke's come to tell us all about what's going to be happening at our virtual conference in October and an exciting special offer to let people who aren't actually members of IETA be able to join us. So Anke, do you want to tell us all about it?
Of course. Thank you, Chris. So yes, this year's Equine Touch conference is again going to be a virtual one. And it's starting on the 10th of October, running to the 22nd of October on alternate evenings, starting at 7 o'clock each evening. Ivana Radok-Lang will be our guest speaker. Of course, she is the president of the Equine Touch Foundation and also our director of education. The Equine Touch conference is again free to all IETA members and associate members. And this year, since we are celebrating 25 years of Equine Touch, we've got a special Silver Jubilee offer for non-members to become an associate member for a year for only £10, which is really almost next to nothing.
Yes, absolutely.
That gives you access to the whole conference as well as some other benefits of being an Equine Touch member.
And associate members are those who haven't done any courses, aren't they? They're sort of friends and other interested people who might be interested in Equine Touch but haven't actually taken a course yet.
That's right. So if you have already taken a course in Equine Touch, you can become a full member if you are not already a member.
Okay.
Right. So over to a little bit more detail about our exciting conference. We're starting on the 10th of October at 7 o'clock, and Ivana will open the conference with one of her special lectures. Those of you who don't know Ivana, yes, as I already said, she is our director of education. She has an immense knowledge about horse anatomy, not least because of all the horse dissections she's been doing over the years. And she's one of those people who's got an enormous quest for learning more and sharing her knowledge. So I'm sure this is going to be another very interesting lecture based on her recent findings and how it all applies to Equine Touch. Yeah. So I'm certainly looking forward to hearing Ivana speak again. On October the 12th, we've got Maren Diehl from Germany. She's a horse trainer, instructor, and author, and she will talk about biotensegrity. Now, I suppose not many of us might have heard about biotensegrity, so she will explain to us what it actually is, how it differs from biomechanics, and why it matters. I think Maren found that biotensegrity is a good explanatory model for motion in a living being. So it's all about how forces in the body are distributed through its structures. Promises to be another interesting one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm very impressed that you've managed to say biotensegrity so many times, Anke, without
I've been secretly practicing. On October the 14th, we'll welcome again Felicity George to our Equine Touch conference. Those of you who joined last year will have heard Felicity talk about trauma and I can't remember exactly what else in equines. Very interesting lady. She's an equine behaviorist, and this time her talk will be about equine body language and behavior. Now, of course, we all know that understanding our equine's body language is important, but quite often I think the signs can be misleading or very, very subtle. So in this talk, Felicity will talk about body language in a context-specific matter. So it's almost saying, well, if the horse does this in that context, it might mean something different to the horse doing the same thing, but in a different context.
Oh, okay.
And she will cover some very subtle signs to look for. And Felicity is always very good in terms of presenting using videos and some of her case studies. So another one I'm personally looking forward to. I guess I'm looking forward to all of them. Come to think of it. October the 16th, we've got Sarah Udall. She is a holistic saddle fitter. Sarah's talk is called Saddle Fitting for Comfort and Freedom of Movement. Now, it's interesting to know that Sarah's background is also as an equine touch student, and she continues to train in human equine biomechanics. So the way she looks at saddle and saddle fitting is probably quite different to your, shall I say, normal saddle fitter. And she looks at the saddle as a part that facilitates the connection between two dynamic bodies, i.e. the horse and the rider. And at the things that can go wrong in terms of dynamic tensegrity in those bodies when you put a saddle on a horse, and what can be done to address this. I've personally have experience of Sarah because she fitted a saddle to my boy who is now retired, and yeah, she's fantastic. So another good one. October the 18th, a lot of you will know Jo Fernandez. She is, of course, the head of VHT. VHT is the human equivalent of equine touch and stands for vibromuscular harmonization technique. I think I got that right.
Yes, you did. Well done.
Another one to practice after a few drinks. Yeah. Jo is an amazing lady who has got a lot of strings to her bow other than VHT. Amongst others, she's doctor of bioenergetic medicine and a radionics practitioner. And I could go on and on about Jo. But anyway, in this talk, she will talk more about fascia and recent research into fascia. And the wonders of fascia, which go far beyond what we know fascia to be, which is, of course, the connective tissue that connects everything to everything in the body. Mm-hmm. So this promises to be another very interesting talk.
Lovely.
October the 20th, we've got Claire McLeod. Claire McLeod is an independent equine nutritionist, so she gives advice to the feed industry as well as to veterinarians and horse owners. In her talk, she will speak about equine ulcers, which unfortunately I think is quite a common condition these days in horses. She will talk about what to feed if your horse is either prone to or already has equine ulcers, and what you can do to prevent the condition long term. And last but not least, Ivana will close the conference on the 22nd of October with one of her special lectures. Yeah, and that is it. As I said, it all starts at 7 o'clock. Some of the lectures, they will run between 1 hour and 2 hours. For the longer ones, there will be a short break somewhere in between.
Yeah, okay. That's fantastic. And if they want to book, where do they go? To the IETA website or?
Yes, I think the IETA website. Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. Brilliant. Well, do join us because I'm certainly looking forward to a lot of those evenings sitting in. And hopefully it won't be so warm then as it is now. Thank you very much, Anke, for coming and telling us about the conference.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
Okay, hope to see you then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.